Hi, welcome. This is Why Some Places Feel Disconnected from Time Itself by Jason Gray. 5/10/2026, 6026, Analusis. 6:18 GMT -6, #Winnipeg, #Manitoba, #Canada. There is something emotionally unreal about grocery stores after midnight. Not frightening, not dangerous, just disconnected from normal human existence in a way most people instantly feel, but almost never stop long enough to fully examine, especially during the winter, especially after the snow when the parking lot outside is nearly empty except for scattered vehicles sitting beneath pale fluorescent lamps while freezing wind pushes loose snow across black asphalt at 2 a.m. The automatic doors slide open. Warm artificial air spills outward into the darkness, and suddenly the nervous system enters another world entirely. Inside the building, the lighting never changes. The atmosphere never changes. The ceiling panels still glow with the same artificial brightness they carried at noon, while endless aisles stretch outward beneath refrigeration hum and polished reflections across freshly cleaned floors. Outside night, inside operation. The body knows it should be resting. The building behaves as though time itself no longer exists, and somewhere inside that contradiction, something begins feeling emotionally strange. The world that never closes. There was a time when night transformed civilization completely. Stores closed, roads emptied, windows darkened. Entire communities gradually withdrew from movement as darkness spread across the environment itself. Human beings once lived inside rhythms larger than themselves. Morning activated light. Evening softened it. Night ended it. The nervous system evolved alongside those environmental transitions for thousands upon thousands of years. Darkness communicated completion. Silence communicated rest. The world itself told the body, you can stop now. Modern civilization has erased those signals almost entirely. Now entire cities remain partially awake forever beneath endless layers of artificial illumination. Parking lots glow at 3 a.m. Apartment towers pulse with blue television light long after midnight. Gas stations remain operational beside empty roads. Phones continue vibrating beside beds while notifications bleed into dreams, and commercial systems continue operating without interruption, regardless of whether the human nervous system was ever designed for this level of perpetual activation at all. Nowhere feels more psychologically revealing than the 24-hour grocery store, because the grocery store once belonged to ordinary life, daylight life, errands, meals, families, routine. Now they exist beneath permanent fluorescent daylight, completely disconnected from natural rhythm itself. The parking lot before entry. There is a specific feeling that exists before entering a grocery store late at night. The parking lot feels too large, too empty. Shopping carts sit abandoned beneath pale overhead lights while freezing wind pushes wrappers and loose snow silently across the pavement. Most of the surrounding city has already withdrawn into darkness. Apartment windows have gone black one by one. Traffic has thinned into occasional distant headlights moving through empty intersections somewhere beyond the commercial glow. Then the automatic doors open and the atmosphere changes instantly. The nervous system crosses an invisible threshold between natural night and artificial continuity. The lighting. Fluorescent grocery store lighting feels emotionally different after midnight. During the day, people barely notice it. Movement hides atmosphere. Conversation hides atmosphere. Routine hides atmosphere, but late at night, the lighting becomes impossible not to feel. Everything is equally illuminated, equally exposed. There are no shadows, no softness, no emotional texture. Vegetables glow beneath sterile white ceiling panels while refrigerators hum continuously through near-empty aisles lined with products stacked in endless repetition beneath light that never changes regardless of whether it is noon or 3 a.m. outside. The environment begins feeling strangely detached from biological reality itself. The nervous system recognizes exhaustion. The building continues demanding wakefulness. The people inside 24-hour grocery stores late at night rarely feel fully present. A nurse still wearing hospital scrubs stands silently comparing microwave meals beneath freezer light after a 12-hour shift. A tired construction worker buys energy drinks and frozen pizza while staring blankly at a self-checkout screen beneath fluorescent reflections. Someone walks the aisle slowly, not because they forgot something, but because they could not sleep. An exhausted cashier scans items mechanically while barely speaking above the soft beeping rhythm of barcode scanners and refrigeration systems humming through the background endlessly. Nobody moves quickly. Nobody seems fully connected to the environment. The atmosphere feels emotionally suspended, as though everyone inside the building exists halfway between functionality and dissociation, and that is exactly what modern exhaustion has become. Not dramatic collapse, partial emotional departure. The sound of the building. Grocery stores sound different after midnight. The refrigeration systems become louder. Floor cleaning machines echo through empty aisles while distant announcements drift across the ceiling with strange emotional emptiness. The beeping of checkout scanners sounds sharper inside the silence. Shopping cart wheels click softly against polished tile floors, reflecting ceiling light like pale artificial water beneath endless rows of products no one is currently buying. Sometimes a distant freezer door closes somewhere across the building. Sometimes automatic doors hiss open into the darkness outside for a customer who enters slowly, carrying visible exhaustion through the entrance beneath artificial warmth. The building itself begins sounding mechanical once the crowds disappear, and that realization unsettles people more deeply than they can consciously understand. During the day, human activity disguises the machine. At night, the machine becomes visible again. The feeling of suspended time. Late-night grocery stores distort time perception strangely. Minutes blur together beneath lighting that never changes. There are no environmental cues left, no sunset, no shifting shadows, no natural progression. A person could remain inside certain stores for an hour and completely lose emotional connection to what time it actually is. The atmosphere begins feeling suspended between wakefulness and dream, not fully alive, not fully asleep, just operational. This is part of why modern civilization increasingly feels emotionally disorienting to some people. Human beings evolved inside environments filled with transitions: morning, afternoon, evening, darkness, silence, seasonal variation, stillness. Now millions of people spend enormous portions of their lives inside artificial environments where the atmosphere barely changes at all. The nervous system slowly loses contact with rhythm itself. The refrigerator aisles. There is something uniquely lonely about refrigerator aisles late at night. Rows of glass doors glowing beneath white fluorescent light while exhausted strangers stand silently staring at products through cold reflected glass. The air feels slightly cooler there, quieter, emotionally thinner somehow. A person opens a freezer door while condensation drifts outward into artificial brightness beneath ceiling speakers, quietly playing music no one is really listening to anymore. Frozen meals, energy drinks. Packaged survival beneath fluorescent continuity, and somewhere inside moments like this, modern civilization reveals something deeply strange about itself. Human beings built enormous systems designed to keep operation moving continuously, even while the people inside those systems quietly began emotionally disconnecting from themselves. The self-checkouts. Self-checkout areas feel especially surreal after midnight. Machines speaking softly into otherwise empty space. Please scan your next item. You can hear it in your head, can't you? It's one of those sounds. Artificial voices replacing human interaction beneath fluorescent light, while tired people purchase food through automated systems inside buildings that barely acknowledge human presence anymore beyond transactional movement. The atmosphere often feels emotionally hollow because almost everything unnecessary to operation has already been removed. Warmth removed, stillness removed, darkness removed, silence removed, human rhythm removed. What remains is continuity, pure, uninterrupted continuity. The exit. The strangest moment comes when someone finally leaves. The automatic doors open. Cold night air rushes inward, and suddenly reality returns all at once. The parking lot stretches outward beneath pale lamps while snow drifts across empty pavement beyond the commercial glow. The silence outside feels enormous after the fluorescent noise of the building. For a brief moment, the nervous system feels the separation clearly. Inside, brightness, music, operation, continuity, and artificial wakefulness. Outside, night, distance, stillness, darkness, and rest. The contrast feels almost emotional enough to hurt, because somewhere beneath the exhaustion, the body still remembers another rhythm entirely, a world where buildings slept, where darkness meant something, where the nervous system was allowed to fully descend alongside the environment surrounding it. Places no longer acknowledge night at all now. They simply remain operational forever, and that is why 24-hour grocery stores feel so emotionally uncanny after midnight. Deep beneath the fluorescent light and refrigeration hum, people quietly recognize something the modern world rarely admits openly anymore. Human beings were never meant to live inside perpetual continuity systems that forgot how to rest. Follow, like, share, subscribe. Jason Gray. That's so true. And the lighting, something came to mind when he was talking about the lighting, that is just so bright and doesn't cast shadows or anything even. The company I work for has a portion of it that operates 24 hours a day. And so within that location of where those people work, they have daylight lighting so that when people are working at night, their circadian rhythms can function to help keep them awake, because the body naturally wants to sleep at night. So it's basically suppressing the circadian rhythm, like natural function in people, so that they can work at night and stay awake and alert. And it's just so unnatural. There are processes that need to be monitored 24/7, absolutely, but it just so much goes against who we are as human beings and what our bodies need and what they do. So yeah, I definitely see likeness in this with that as well. Okay, all right, that's enough for tonight. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.